Krishna departs. After the Mahabharat war had ended and Yudhishthir was crowned the new and rightful king of Hastinapur, there were celebrations all over. Krishna bade farewell to the Pandavas and returned to Dwarka. He ruled over Dwarka for 36 years. Then suddenly madness seized the residents of Dwarka and they started killing one another. Only women, children, Balrama and Krishna were left alive. Krishna sent the women and the children to the city of Kuru and they left with the Pandavas. After this, Balrama and Krishna desolated themselves into dense forests. One day, Krishna was sleeping under a tree in the forest. Sometime later, a hunter named Jara passed through the forest. Krishna was wearing yellow clothes and the soles of his feet were shining very brightly. The hunter mistook them to be the eyes of a deer. He aimed and shot a poisonous arrow, which pierced one of Krishna's feet. As soon as Jara realized what had happened, he rushed to Krishna and apologized, but it was too late. Krishna assured Jara that this was destiny. Then Vishnu's chariot descended from the sky and Krishna sat in it and went to heaven. This way Krishna departed from the earth. Valmiki. One day, a robber told his family that he brought money by robbing people. His family got furious and threw him out of the house. On Sage Narad's advice, the robber prayed for many years and the Lord gave him a new name, Valmiki. On morning, he set out for his bath on the banks of a river. There, he saw a couple of cranes. Just then, a hunter shot the male crane with his arrow. Seeing the wounded creature and hearing the piteous cry of its mate, Valmiki was swept away by a flood of emotions. He was filled with rage at the hunter and grief for the crane couple. He inflicted a musical curse upon the hunter to die soon. Returning to his ashram, Valmiki was visited by Lord Brahma, for whom he once more sang his curse. Lord Brahma told him that it was through his divine inspiration that Valmiki had been able to create the poetry. The god then commissioned the sage to compose a great epic poem to celebrate and popularize the history of Rama and his long-suffering wife Sita. Valmiki wrote this epic that became famous by the name of Ramayana. Manu and Shatrupa. Once, King Manu and his wife Shatrupa became frustrated with worldly matters and went to Naimisaranya to stay in a hermitage. In their hermitage, the couple led a very strict life, each standing on one leg and inhaling no air. They remained in this state of meditation for 10,000 years. Their bodies had become simply skeletons. Impressed by their strict penance, God appeared before them and asked them for boons. Hearing the God's voice, they again became healthy and beautiful figures, appearing as fresh as if they had just arrived from the royal palace. Both prayed to get the glimpse of the Lord in the same form as he takes residing in the heart of Shiva. Thus the Lord appeared before them. Both Manu and Shatrupa were content to have the beautiful form of the Lord, and they lost their own bodily sense. Lying prostrate at the feet of the Lord, Manu prayed to get a son like him. This wish was granted as the Lord assured that Manu would become the king of Ayodhya and Shatrupa would become his wife Kaushalya and Rama would take birth as their son. Shravan Kumar, the devoted son. Once there lived a blind couple who had a son named Shravan Kumar. Shravan carefully looked after his parents. One day, his parents wished to go on a pilgrimage. Shravan took a bamboo pole with a basket at either end. He placed his parents in 2 baskets and carried the basket on the shoulder. While on pilgrimage, they reached a forest near Ayodhya. Dashrath, the king of Ayodhya, had also come to the forest to hunt. Shravan's parents requested Shravan to get water in order to quench their thirst. Shravan went to the banks of river Sarayu. When he dipped the vessel to fill water, Dashrath thought it was the sound of a deer drinking water. He shot an arrow in the direction and heard a moaning cry. On hearing the sound, he came to the place and saw injured Shravan crying in pain. Dashrath became very sad. Shravan asked him to take the water to his parents and tell him the sad news. Dashrath sadly gave water to Shravan's parents and told them the whole story. Shravan's parents were in utter grief and cursed Dashrath that he would die one day in the grief of his loving son. Due to this, Dashrath died in the grief of Rama when the latter was sent to exile.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.